Well, now it's time for our business update with Kate Moody. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Olivia.
Now, more job losses are looming as a major cinema chain brings down the curtain.
Yeah, more than 650 movie theatres are being temporarily shut down in the US and UK. 45,000 people risk losing their jobs. Cineworld said that audience numbers remain low and studio offerings limited. While governments in the UK and France have outlined some financial support for the entertainment industry, cinema operators in the US have been lobbying for aid. Without it, they say more than two-thirds of America's small and mid-sized movie theatre firms will go bankrupt. Claire Rush reports.
The curtain is coming down on Cineworld, the world's second biggest cinema chain. Amid a series of delays for major Hollywood blockbusters, including most recently the latest James Bond film, Cineworld says it had no choice.
From liquidity point of view, we were bleeding much bigger amounts when we are open than when we are closed, because we'll be like a grocery shop with no food.
The move means Cineworld will shutter its 536 Regal theaters in the U.S. and its 127 Cineworld and Picture House venues in the UK starting Thursday. Some 45,000 employees are affected. The chain hopes to reopen its venues in a couple months' time, but that possibility is far from certain. Its closures add yet another blow to the entertainment industry, one of the hardest hit by the coronavirus pandemic. With social distancing restrictions, movie theaters are struggling to attract customers, a trend further exacerbated by Hollywood studios' pivot to online streaming. Earlier this year, at the height of international lockdowns, DreamWorks released Trolls World Tour in theaters and for digital rental on the same day. More recently, Disney decided against releasing its Mulan remake in U.S. theaters, opting instead to put it directly on its own streaming service, Disney+. With few blockbusters set for release for the rest of the year, many movie theaters now face an uphill battle to fill their seats.
Let's check in on the day's trading action now. Cineworld shares plunged as much as 60% this Monday, ending some 36% in the red. The major European indices closed higher, gains of about 1% for the Paris CAC 40 and Frankfurt DAX. New data showing that retail spending in the Eurozone had jumped a stronger than expected 4.4% in August. Wall Street's also trending higher as investors try to put Friday's panic selling in the rearview mirror. They're monitoring Donald Trump's health, as well as signs of progress on another U.S. stimulus package. And that's pushed the Dow Jones up over 300 points, the Nasdaq up about 1.5%. Talks on a Brexit deal are due to continue this week after the UK and EU leaders expressed hope that they could reach common ground. This weekend, Boris Johnson and Ursula von der Leyen approved a one-month extension to their negotiations, pushing back the initial October 15th deadline. Key sticking points remain over fishing rights and rules on government aid to companies. After a meeting with the EU's chief Brexit negotiator, Germany's foreign minister said the coronavirus pandemic had made those discussions more difficult and more urgent.
Die Menschen auf beiden Seiten des Kanals haben aktuell genug damit zu tun, die gesundheitlichen und wirtschaftlichen Herausforderungen zu schultern. Und deshalb wäre es völlig unverantwortlich, ihnen in dieser Lage noch zusätzliche Probleme durch einen No-Deal aufzubürden.
Moving on to some of the day's other business headlines now. Microsoft has announced it'll build 3 data centers around Athens. The move will provide $1 billion worth of badly needed investment to Greece's economy. The Greek government said it had been involved in negotiations for 9 months, with a final agreement that will include digital skills training programs for some 100,000 workers. French energy giant Engie is set to decide whether to accept a bid for its 30% stake in utility group Suez. Veolia has offered 3.4 billion euros for the shares. A possible competitor, private equity firm Ardian, confirmed on Monday it would not be bidding against it. Suez employees have protested against the sale, with management describing the bid as hostile. And London's Transport Authority has banned the Indian ride-hailing firm Ola just months after it entered the market. Authorities said the operator had allowed unlicensed drivers to take more than 1,000 trips, putting passenger safety at risk. The city has also been battling market leader Uber, only last week restoring its license after what were described as historical failings. Safest mode of transport in London might remain the underground.
Who would have thought it? It's true. We didn't know what was going on with Uber for a long time with all that back and forth. Thank you very much, Kate Moody.